I officially take back everything positive that I said about Bear Creek Arsenal. Do not trust Bear Creek Arsenal. Do not ever buy Bear Creek Arsenal. Before we get into the video though, we do have to say thank you to the sponsor of today's channel, which is what makes all of this possible, and that is Delete Me. Delete Me is a service that goes online. They monitor the internet for all your personal private information like your name, address, phone number, your kids' names, your family's name, where you work. All that stuff is one Google search away from all of your information getting doxed on Twitter, or I guess we call it X now. Delete Me is a service that does the hard work for you by constantly monitoring the internet and removing your information from easily accessible sources on the internet. I've been paying for this service for 3 years plus before they sponsored me, because someone actually saw one of my videos, had good intentions, but gave me a phone call while I was at dinner with my wife, and I did not like that, because if a good person could get my information that easy, a bad person could also do it. Since then, it saved me nearly 30 hours every 2 months just of searching and scouring and removing my information, and Delete Me makes it very easy. Use a link in the description, use code Reno, and you will save some money. Hey everyone, so we're back on the range, going to be shooting the Bear Creek Arsenal uppers. Now I got 2 of these. First time I took them out, the upper that I purchased myself using my name had the firing pin break at around 60 rounds, which was unfortunate. The upper receiver that I had my friend purchase and give to me, which is not a straw purchase because it is not an FFL item, this upper, 30 rounds were fine, and then after that it started to malfunction by causing failures to eject or extract properly, creating a pseudo double feed that only got worse and worse. We discovered that the firing pin broke in the first upper, and then I wanted to diagnose what was wrong with the second one, so I took the bolt carrier group out of the second upper, put it into the first upper, and it failed. Now, I want these Bear Creek Arsenal uppers to perform well. I want to have a reason to shoot through the thousands of rounds of 7.62 by 39. Unfortunately, that was not how that review went. A lot of people accused me of being biased or that I was sabotaging it. So today, everything's going to be on camera. The video that you're going to see publicly is going to have some cuts in it, but the video that's going to be uploaded to my channel members is likely going to be full. I'm going to record as long as my camera will allow me in one go, and then I'll start over. So, Bear Creek Arsenal sent me a box. This box, I removed my information off of it, but it has a few firing pins, a new bolt handle, and a new bolt carrier group, which I have not removed from this material here. We're going to lube it up. We're going to throw it in the upper that failed on us. Okay, probably should have ripped that tape. We're going to lube it up, see if we can get that second upper working. We have a few extra firing pins, and we're going to see if we can make this work. I want to say thank you to Last Shot AZ for being the ammo sponsor of this channel. This is why I'm able to shoot a case of brass 7.62 by 39. A lot of people were upset with me using steel case in this gun. I'm sorry, 7.62 by 39. I have a lot of steel case, so I tried that. Brass also did not work the first time. These guns have been cleaned. I'm going to lube up this bolt carrier group, and then I'm going to assemble it into this other upper, but I won't be able to show you that on camera because YouTube does not let you do that kind of stuff without thinking that you're a naughty, naughty little boy. But we're going to shoot a lot of ammo, and I'm really hoping that today goes a lot better than the first day out with these guns. So the ammo that we're going to be shooting today is Bellum 7.62 by 39. This is a 123 grain brass ammo. We are using, a lot of people were upset with this, we are using ASC magazines. These are the magazines that Bear Creek Arsenal tells you to use. This is not technically the ammo that Bear Creek Arsenal tells you to use in those. I think they say only Winchester, but if a gun can only handle one specific load in a common caliber like that, I think that's a problem. But this stuff's pretty good. It's got a little sealant on the primer. This stuff has worked very well in my AKs. Currently, this gun has a blue Springco spring in it, and we're gonna probably cut for the video that you're gonna see here, but we're gonna be doing some shooting today. All right, first shots through the side charge, 7.62 by 39. Ten rounds. Another 10 rounds down the drain. I'm actually going to pause the camera and just load up all these mags because I doubt that you guys want to see all of this. This is again brass. Okay, so we got another 40 rounds loaded up. Still same ammo, same upper, same lower, same mags. A lot of people were saying that I was complaining about how gassy this gun is. I wasn't. I was just commenting on the fact that, yes, this is a short-barreled pistol upper in a 7.62 by 39. It's gonna be gassy. I was just commenting on, especially on that day with the atmospheric conditions, it was like clouds that were just very, very visible. Today, not as bad. Okay, what was that? Okay, empty mag. Okay, there's a round in there. I'm gonna try to fire it again. Okay, that fired. I just got to click on that last round. So, I don't know, maybe a light strike. That can happen. I'm not super concerned about that yet. However, this is 60 rounds on the upper that last time at 60 rounds started to fail by breaking a firing pin. Now this has a brand new firing pin. These are the enhanced firing pins that Bear Creek Arsenal sells and says are enhanced for the use in 7.62 by 39 uppers. Do I believe that they are up to par or good? Personally, no. Now, I want to comment on Bear Creek Arsenal's quality control, quality assurance, and I want to talk about kind of my bias. I would absolutely 100% love if these uppers were reliable and consistent. I am not saying at all that you, as a Bear Creek Arsenal owner, do not have a reliable and good upper or firearm from Bear Creek Arsenal. Not saying that whatsoever. However, the problem that Bear Creek Arsenal has is that they lack consistency in their quality control. There were a lot of people. Now, I've always heard great things about Bear Creek Arsenal's customer service, or in the past, I had always heard great things. So I said that I heard Bear Creek Arsenal's customer service was fantastic. It's concerning to me how many people have said things like that. What is also concerning to me is how many people said that I was dead wrong and that Bear Creek Arsenal's customer service is terrible. So it seems like it's possible that neither one of those statements are correct. It seems as if the consistency of the quality control of producing a gun is lacking, and it seems as if the customer service is hit or miss. Even if it's only like 30%, a third of the time they produce a bad gun, that's pretty freaking high. A lot of people left comments saying that they had good experiences with Bear Creek Arsenal, or that they had experiences that were kind of all over the place. They had some that were good, some that were bad, some that required them to do some fixing of the guns from the factory before they could even shoot it. Some people said that they went out to shoot it and it was just dead, didn't function at all after they inspected it, just a little once over before going to the range. And that's kind of concerning. It seems as if, unfortunately, you get what you pay for with Bear Creek Arsenal. And it's that reason that I generally, as of right now, do not recommend Bear Creek Arsenal for any sort of serious use case. I would not recommend you risking your life or depending on one of these guns to save your life in a life-threatening situation. I would not even recommend these guns for people that want to go hunting, because let's say you're buying a gun in 308, 6.5 Grendel, 350 Legend, some of the hunting calibers that they offer that other companies don't. If you're going to be going out and taking a trip for hunting, and this isn't just like an everyday in the weekend on your private property thing, you could lose out on a huge opportunity because you wanted to save a couple $100 when realistically it might not have been worth it to save that money if the gun isn't going to be reliable or could fail at any given moment. I had 2 uppers. Now granted, these are tough uppers to make run well. If these just had like an issue here and there, like if it was like every 100 rounds I had an issue, I'm fine. These are range guns. These are range toys for me. The problem is just they broke completely. I had to do a lot of work from the factory reassembling these guns to get them to be proper working order when I first got them. One of the uppers completely broke. The firing pin just snapped right at the tip. The other upper at 30 rounds started to fail because the bolt carrier group was terrible. That's a sample size of 2. However, it's not a good sample size of 2. And we just had our first light strike with brass ammo in the first upper that previously had broken a firing pin with a brand new firing pin. Good start, folks. Okay. Gotta show you this. I'll try to put it on safe. So, failure to extract. Extractor does not look broken from initial looks. It just failed to eject it, I guess. I'm not sure if that's a failure to extract. That's probably technically a failure to extract because it's still hanging onto the extractor, right? It's not a stovepipe, but we do have a jam, causing a pseudo double feed. So that round, we're just gonna set to the side. This brass, we're gonna set there. We're gonna just load it up and shoot it and see if it works through it. Now, so far I'm actually having a great time. I'm actually really enjoying this. I was being pretty serious at first because I wanted to be very clear and concise, not sound like I was complaining. I wanted to give my thoughts about it. So far I'm actually having a great time. I'm enjoying this. For the money, if these guns worked this way, or if they worked this well so far, the first time I took it out and just kept running, I'd have been happy. I would have said, hey, I had a great experience. These are good range toys. Still probably wouldn't recommend them just with the quality control for any serious use, but it might be good enough for a range day. However, the price for something a little bit better is not all that much more than these. You can get a PSA, which in my opinion is just a far superior company, but I'm having a good time so far. I'm hoping, I really don't want this to be the beginning of the end. Okay, it looks like my camera is starting to run out of space on the memory card, so I do need to actually pause this and delete some stuff and clear some space. This round was in the mag all cattywampus, so when it went to load in. All right, I'm actually enjoying myself so far, just blasting at this dummy target. Okay, failure to eject. That one was not hanging onto the extractor anymore. I'm holding this pretty sturdy. Okay, let's hope that this is not a developing problem. I'm gonna load some mags and I guess kind of talk a little bit more. So yeah, I think that if this works well, these will be fun range toys. These 7.62x39 uppers, big boom, a lot of gas, stout recoil for a intermediate cartridge in a pistol. I do actually, I bought these because I wanted to enjoy them. I wanted to just beat the absolute hell out of these guns. I wanted these to be just fun teeth rattlers, and honestly, they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be in terms of like concussion, considering that they are a 7.5-inch barrel. I guess maybe that's something to do with it being a 7.62x39 and not a 5.56. I don't know. I'm also wearing these Savior earmuffs that just came out. I think they're only like $30 on Amazon. I picked them up for like 15. And they're actually very comfortable. They got some gel ear pads in them. But yeah, I think that okay. Bear Creek Arsenal in the past offered to sponsor me for an ad read. And I did not want anything to do with that. I didn't want to take their money. I personally, a company that has been plagued with problems so frequently for such a long period of time and has not solved those problems, that's just something that I personally, I don't put trust in and makes me feel uncomfortable. I've talked about this in the past. The reason that I'm very skeptical about, and it might make me seem like a snob, I'm not. It might make me seem like a snob. I wish a $220 upper was just as good as a Knight's Armament. I really wish it was. I don't want to be the person that makes a recommendation to someone and says, hey, you need something to defend yourself. You're tight on a budget. Here's Bear Creek Arsenal. They're great. They're just as good and reliable as any other company. I would not be comfortable making that recommendation, because if someone's going to rely on it, and in the very, very infinitesimally small chance that someone has to use it and their gun fails them, God, I personally would not be able to sleep at night knowing that, you know? So I try to give people recommendations that are budget friendly, affordable. I give tips on, like, hey, here's a good time, maybe save up. If you can only afford one gun, maybe do this instead of trying to build like a Gucci AR, or instead of skimping and cutting corners on critical parts of an AR15, maybe do this, the Joe Biden buy a shotgun kind of thing. If you're just looking for a defensive gun and you don't live in an apartment, shotguns are a great option. I personally think that guns are very different than any other topic that people can be influencers for. And I think it's very irresponsible of people to shill for companies that have spotty reputations. Now, I know a lot of people have had great experience with Bear Creek Arsenal stuff that they've purchased before they sign up with them as affiliates. And one person that I want to shout out is RTT Guns and Gear. I think that's what his Instagram is now. He has a YouTube channel as well. I'll try to tag him on something. But he has purchased a lot of Bear Creek Arsenal stuff, and he runs the hell out of his guns. And he's a smaller creator, and he's a good guy, and I believe that he has had legitimately good experiences with Bear Creek Arsenal, and that's why he recommends them, and that's great. So there's people like him that I actually believes in the gear, and that's cool. But I think there's a lot of people, Bear Creek Arsenal. So a little insider tip on the whole influencing thing and affiliate marketing. It's a lot easier. It's wildly easier to make a sale to your subscribers, or a recommendation to your subscribers that turns into a sale on products that are cheap, because people are more likely to buy it. So while you might not get as much money per sale, someone's more likely to buy 2 or 3 Bear Creek Arsenal uppers than they are to buy 1 BCM upper. So there's a lot of money to be had in affiliate stuff for budget products. PSA is fine. Most gun stuff, I say a lot of money, but I don't actually mean like a lot of money. It's all relative. Gun stuff, when it comes to affiliate marketing, you're lucky, and I mean lucky, to find something that does more than like 3 to 5%. So if you put a link out there, someone clicks it, someone buys anything from that website, if you get 3 to 5% of that sale, that's good for the gun space. Most of it's like 1 to 2%, which is really small. Other niches like technology, fitness, it's way higher than that. So there's money to be made in the gun space, but it's not as much as you might think. I just think that there's a lot of people out there that are willing to cash in for a quick buck. I don't do a whole lot of ad reads. You know, I do like Last Shot AZ, my ammo sponsor. I do Delete Me because I paid for that service for 3 years to keep my information off the internet. I do Route 66 because they support me a lot. And then I'm an affiliate for Gorilla Mind and Merrick Health because I believe in those services. And I have codes for all those companies down in the description, other than Last Shot AZ, because I cannot link to ammo on the internet. But yeah, so we got another, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got 8 rounds, or 8 mags, 10 rounds. We're gonna fire off these here, and yeah, let's hopefully continue to have a great time. Light strike. Okay, let's drop the mag. We've got 4 rounds in here. Got a round in the chamber. So we reset the trigger. Oh, did not reset the trigger because I didn't pull it back far enough. Okay, I think that reset it. Yeah, that reset it. No strike. Folks, I think we're at about 100 rounds, and I think we broke a firing pin. Oh. That's disheartening. Okay, I'm gonna, takes a little bit to disassemble these because you gotta use some screws and stuff. I'm gonna disassemble it because I cannot show you that on YouTube, and then I'll show you the parts, but I believe we broke a firing pin already. Okay, so we took the firing pin out of this first upper, the one that I purchased, and if we push the bolt back and push forward on the firing pin, there is no protrusion of the firing pin. There's also a significant amount of wear on the bolt face. Now keep in mind, this gun maybe has like 200 rounds through it, less than 250, that's for sure. And there's a lot of wear. The extractor face is like you might even be able to see that, is super shiny. And then there's just a lot of wear on the front for how few rounds are. The bolt carrier group actually has like very minimal wear on it, which is surprising considering that it is like very, you know, a short barrel gun like that, it's a very violent action. Man, this is a bummer. I really hope the other upper works a lot better and a lot longer. I want to get through that whole box today because that would be really fun, I think. There's just something about mag dumping 7.62x39 into the targets in Hillside. There just really is nothing like it. But yeah, this bolt is done, or the firing pin's done. So we have now ran through 2 firing pins in the first upper in under 250 rounds. So we're gonna start with the second upper. The second upper was the one that the bolt carrier group had some like major problems start to initiate after 30 rounds that just got worse and worse and worse. So we got the new bolt carrier group from Bear Creek Arsenal. I'm gonna put that in the gun. I'm probably gonna have to blur it out on camera because YouTube doesn't let me show you that stuff. But yeah, let's head back over to the tailgate. Bolt carrier group 1, setting that down over here. Okay, we're just gonna do 8 mags because I don't want you guys considering or yelling at me and saying this is some sort of burn down when it is not. Some of these mags just get a little cattywampus. No optic, free balling it. Okay, did not lock open. That's fine though. Maybe a little bit of wear and tear, or just a little bit of wearing needs to happen. What is going on with this bad boy? Okay. That locked open. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, in between 50 and 60 rounds. Let's take a look here. And we have a stovepipe. So this is a failure to eject. With the second round going in, I'm gonna lock that open, dump those out. Okay, closed up. So we're just gonna abandon that round that was lost there. Oh, and, oh fuck, okay, this could be bad actually. So, let's flip this around here. So I'm gonna take this round out actually. Handguard has started to rotate. So like I said in the first video, when I got these guns, or these uppers, I had to reassemble and Loctite and straighten out a variety of things on the upper receiver, including the gas block. Some of these screws were loose. I think this one, the gas block was fine. However, upon looking now, we have lost a gas block screw, which I literally just saw that right now. We're gonna tear this thing down. It's pretty hot, so I'm gonna have to put on gloves. I'm likely gonna have to blur out most of this, so you're not gonna be able to see the autopsy, but I will show you if I identify anything. What started as I really thought today was gonna be a good day. I thought today was gonna be a hell of a day. I thought I was gonna be like, damn, BCA is tight as hell, dog. I really thought that today was gonna be a lot of fun when those first 60 or so rounds went really well. Now, I'm using brass ammo. I am not using shitty steel case ammo as people tried to say in the first video. Now, the main concern that I have here is that the actual barrel nut has come loose. I don't think that's the case. I basically just like felt hand tight on the barrel nut when I first got them, and they seemed tight. They didn't wobble, so I assumed, hey, you know, that's like the most important part of assembling an upper, right? Like if a company is gonna screw up anywhere on assembling an upper, I would hope that they manage to tighten down the barrel nut to at least, you know, 30 foot-pounds or whatever it is, and not just hand tight. So I'm really hoping that I don't have a completely loosened barrel nut here, but I really doubt that's the case. I really think that it's probably just the handguard screws coming loose. And now this upper, the first time around, had probably less than 100 rounds through it. And then it made it 50 rounds here. And we've already lost a gas block screw. Actually, I'm gonna check on this first one. The first upper The gas block screws seem to be coming loose, but I can't really tell. I have to grab the right Allen key to see that. But we have completely lost one of the gas block screws on upper number 2. Okay, I think it was just the gas block screw that was coming, or just the handguard screws that were coming loose. The barrel's not even that hot. I can still like grab this with gloves on and it's like no problem. Yeah, barrel nut's fine. Let's check out this gas block screw on the first upper. Okay, yeah, one of the screws was already walking itself loose, so I'm going to tighten that down again. Okay, back to upper number 1. We only have one gas block screw. It's pretty tight, but it could be a little tighter, and at this point it probably should be fully tight because we're relying on it and only it. Okay, so I did not reinstall the handguard, kind of just because I think this looks kind of cool. So we got another 8 or so mags loaded up, and I am just gonna see if this works. Okay, light strike. I'm not gonna chalk that failure up to the gun. Okay, just didn't lock back. I'm willing to put that on the fact that I was not bracing this gun at all. Wait a second. Okay, gas block appears to actually be just a little bit canted. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get a hit on that steel. Okay, if this gun makes it through another 100 rounds, I will actually put an optic on it and zero it, because this one's a little bit more promising at this point. We had that initial failure, but now it seems to be running good. Hell yeah, baby. I'm enjoying this, folks. I'm having fun. That's fun. That's I'm enjoying myself. I will admit, this is shooting guns is fun. I know, you heard it here first, folks. Big boom, big fun when it works. And that's ultimately the problem that I'm having with these BCAs. I am now, if we count round 1 as its own experience, I am now 1 for about, I'd say 3/4. 3/4 for 4. You know, this one is working-ish. The handguard screw started coming loose. The gas block lost a screw, and the other screw started coming loose. But it's still shooting, which is about 3/4 of a success, right? And yeah, guns are cool, folks. Hey, okay, so I take everything back that I just said. I wish that I didn't stop recording. So I don't have any tools out here that would work for this, but I went to go put the handguard back on because I figured, hey, you know, this upper seems like it might be deserving it. These holes require that the barrel nut be timed. I put it on, none of the holes are remotely lining up, and we're gonna look at this. Look, folks, I don't know if you're gonna believe me, but I am unscrewing the barrel nut by hand. I officially take back everything positive that I said about Bear Creek Arsenal. I'm taking back everything. Everything positive I said, bad. This is, like, at the very least, I could see that they put anti-seize grease on this. I am now, I'm gonna have to blur this for YouTube, but the members are gonna see this unblurred. I am actively, completely unthreading by hand with no tools this upper receiver. And that's frightening, because that means I could have actually gotten hurt. If this came untimed and we got like a headspace issue or like some sort of out of battery or just, fuck, like, I was actually having a really good day today. I was trying not to complain at all. Actually, like, I was, this is screwed up, folks. This is not acceptable. Do not trust Bear Creek Arsenal. Do not ever buy Bear Creek Arsenal. I'm out at the range with no barrel nut tools, and I took this barrel off by hand. It's going in the trash. I am gonna pick that up because I'm not gonna litter, but garbage company, do not buy from them.